Pajot with the outlet pass for Del Cole, and he didn't see the Truman train coming. Over the middle. Oh my goodness, what a hit! Watson takes a huge hit. They're gonna fake Tyler to throw for it, and it was caught and knocked out of bounds.
Hey guys, my name is E. I'm a professional sports videographer, and today we're going to create a camera shake together with no plugins or anything like that. Trust me, it's going to be very simple and easy. I'm going to show you how to do it in Premiere Pro because that's what I edit on, but all the tools and assets we'll be using today are also in Final Cut and DaVinci Resolve. I'm not 100% sure about the other platforms, to be honest, but definitely those two. I personally use camera shakes in my hype reels mostly to exaggerate any type of impact. So whether it's a full-on body check or tackle, or simply someone kicking or hitting a ball or a puck, it adds intensity to the impact and makes my overall video more dynamic. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm actually going to create two shake effects with you guys today. The first one is a bit more tamed, a bit more subtle, something you would use on a ball being kicked, for example. And then we'll create a much bigger shake, something you would use on a big tackle or a body check. And by the way, I will save both of these effects as presets that you can download for free using the link in the description below. So if you're a Premiere Pro user yourself and you can't be bothered creating your own effects, you can just download mine. Anyway, here we have a clip of a soccer ball being kicked, so the first thing we want to do is find the exact time of the impact on the timeline. But keep in mind that we want the shake to start one frame, maybe even 2 or 3 after the impact. Because the shake is a consequence of the kick, so for it to look natural, it should happen slightly after the kick and not during the kick. So what I'm going to do is create an adjustment layer and put it on top of my clip a frame or 2 after the impact. Then I go to the effect panel, find the directional blur effect, and apply it to my adjustment layer. Then I go to the effect controls and raise the blur length to 30. Now I can go back to my timeline, select the razor tool, and make about 6 or 7 cuts on my adjustment layer, all one frame apart. So basically I'm going to go to the start of that clip, use the arrows on my keyboard to move forward one frame at a time, and make a cut with my mouse each time. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I want to delete most of the clips to ultimately be left with only 3 one frame long adjustment layer clips. And there you go. I think that looks pretty good. We can even move it one more frame forward to adjust the timing. Even better. By the way, keep in mind that you can play with the values and durations as you see fit. For example, here I have a clip of a hockey player taking 4 slap shots and getting closer to the camera each time. So I only used 1 frame of shake on his first 2 shots, 2 frames on the 3rd shot, and then 3 frames on the last one. Again, the idea is to be as realistic as possible, because the shake gets bigger and bigger as he's getting closer to the camera. FYI, another way to add intensity to your impacts is to use sound effects. For example, this particular clip we just used doesn't have any audio. And even with the shakes, it really isn't as impactful as it could be, in my opinion. But if we add some sound effects, all of a sudden, the shakes feel much more real. And in case you didn't already know, I created a sound effects pack completely dedicated to sports videography with over 700 sound effects covering 12 sports and 4 bonus categories. And I sell this pack on my website beyondthegame.tv, so make sure to check the link in the description below if you haven't bought the pack already, because it's a must-have for anyone who loves to edit sports videos. Okay, so now let's get into the big stuff. When it comes to a big collision like this, the concept is pretty much the same. But what I tend to do is make the last adjustment layer clip 2 frames instead of 1, and push the blur length to 45. And I might even push the blur length of the second adjustment layer clip to 35 or 40. But of course, this is all very subjective to your own taste and to what's going on in your clip. So feel free to adjust the blur length and the number of adjustment clips as you see fit. Just keep in mind that less is more if you want it all to look natural in the end. Speaking of natural, to make the whole thing look much more natural, I'm gonna adjust the direction of the blur to the direction of the action in my footage. So basically, if the impact is the result of a mostly vertical movement, like it is here, I can leave the direction of each blur effect to the default 0 degrees. But if the action in my clip moves from left to right or from right to left, I'm gonna change the direction of each blur effect to 90 degrees. And if you want, you can even add more chaos to the mix by putting an RGB split effect on top. And to learn how to do the RGB split effect or to simply download my free preset, just click on the video up on your screen right now, and I'll see you guys there.